Didn't mean to be talking. Hey everybody, Jordon Gonzales here from Gonzales Racing Team, bringing you today win number 22, official win number 22, driving the bsharptricks.com S2R GRT Chevrolet. S2R is another racing team that I have an alliance with. Lonar Automotive, the Dynasty Racing League Premier Series, Cup Series sponsor. I am personally looking for sponsors who are willing to help put up some funds to create a proper streaming setup. I have tons of real estate for your logos and commercial space and all that fun stuff, so hit me up if that's something you're interested in. Here we're at Daytona, obviously night race if you can't see that. Starting in P4, top 6 people started with, or top 5 I think, started within 1/100th of each other for the queue time. Pace cars off. Here we go. Green flag. Gave the 2 a bit of a bump. Probably not a good enough bump. You see the opening there on the bottom line. Myself or the 2 could have taken advantage of that to get out of the high line, because there's a phenomena of the high line just not working. I'll turn that down just a wee bit. But you see, that is not the case. Neither one of us took it. I can't speak for the 2, but I didn't, because I don't want to be a bottom feeder. We got people jumping out behind the pack, trying to get to the back there, and they don't want to get involved in any wreck, as I laugh at myself saying that, because I think one of them gets in a wreck. So, alright, let's go ahead and see the pack there. We're going to move the camera forward a little bit. Hopefully you can see the leaders and myself here. It's really hard to keep these, any of these cars straight right now on the plate tracks, because it's just so hard to see. You have to get really used to seeing around the cars. People going below the yellow line and all that. It's because they're trying to see. I believe we're riding along with the 23, yeah, the 23 of Wayne Feldman, another brother from Texas. I don't think I ever actually give him a proper push. There's an advanced technique that you really need to get comfortable with when you're doing plate racing. That's dragging the brake in certain spots, so that way you're backing up to the car behind you, and then for whatever reason, when the 2 of you meet, you gain like a speed boost, and you can start shooting forward better. But right now you see that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus cars on the bottom line, 2 cars on the outside line. We're kind of holding our own there at 4th through 6th position. Ooh, car bouncing off the wall in the back. I don't know what happened there. Let's see if we can back up. Maybe 13, 9, and 17. Ooh. So 17 was involved, 13 was involved. And the 17 riding along on the inside line, 13 as well. 13 gets a run. He gets way loose or something. I don't know what happened there. He goes out and just turns all the way back in. Hits the 17, spins them both, one into the wall, one into the grass. 13, you can see him locking up the brakes there. And 6 had nowhere to go. And 14 had nowhere to go. So that seemed like it could have been rather avoided. The 13 car there. It's a rough way to end the race for those gentlemen. Now the deal is I hate starting on the outside. I love trying to make it work, but I hate starting there because if you saw it, there was 2 cars on the outside, one sort of in the back, wasn't really helping at all, just too far back, and then everybody else on the inside line. So starting on the outside line, everybody's ditching you. They want to get to the bottom, and they're not willing to make it work, which is pretty rough. So when you get at least one other person who's willing to do it, you go out there, but you're having to work extra hard to try to keep up with the 6-7 pack people. This was a full length. Whoa. Yeah, that could have been bad. Checking up for the pace car. Managed to keep control. That was kind of funny. But if you can, this was a longer race. I think the tires would go out on the bottom line. They start floating up and losing speed, and the outside line would be able to make it be easier. That's my theory. Not enough green flag laps to really put it to the test. I think future tire models will go that way as well. So, because eventually riding that inside line, needs to start eating up your tires more. It's what they do in real life anyways. Alright, so we're going to see who's going to pit. The leader, the number 5 of Brandon Jackson, does pit, followed by the 1 car of Darren Walker. It seems like there's a bunch of other people pulling in. You can see on the track map on the top right, a bunch of others pulling in. But there is a healthy amount of people who are not pitting. Now the deal is tires don't really matter that much, as with the current build, you know. But gas is what matters. These cars can typically go, I don't know, 38, 41 laps, and that really depends on if you're full throttle and if you're inside or outside line. So obviously, as a 2-mile track, if you follow the middle lane or the outside lane, you're making it a much larger track, so you're driving more distance. So that's going to be something to consider. Up to myself here. I'll be starting in. Oh, you hear that? And yep, you can see I am cutting off my engine, doing some fuel saving. So it looks like. Excuse me. Sorry, a little bit tired. Busy day. Cooked a grill on today and actually nailed the steaks. Got them right for the first time ever. I suck at cooking. Grilling, I should say. So the fact that I got it right is pretty amazing. So the top 10 looks like they all stayed out, and we're all going to be pushing our luck with fuel, either hoping for more cautions or whatever you call it. Hoping that we're good enough with our saving. And again, it really depends on where you're at. If you're in the front of the packs, you have to be, if you're the lead car on either side, should say, then you are flat foot. You have to, and so there is no fuel saving. If you're behind them, anywhere in the pack, then you can save some fuel. And because of the draft, will keep you up with them. So there's so many variables here. Again, I am looking for sponsors. I have plenty of real estate for you, where we can put your logos and commercial videos and all that fun stuff. Hit me up. You can go to GonzalesRacing.com and message me through there. Or if you're already an iRacing member, just look me up. Jordon Gonzales. You see my profile picture is actually a picture of my B-Sharp Tricks car. Lights are off. Pace car's fixing to drop down. I'm starting in P3. Top 3 cars get a good jump. The 2 does as well. The 15 does not. The 15 of... Can't see it. Is it Alejandro? I don't know. So unfortunately, my Texas brother is being hung out to dry. Number 23 is falling back. We already got people pulling off. They don't want to be in the pack, so they're gonna drop back. Ooh, 17 car. All over the place. See if he's gonna cause another wreck. Well, he didn't cause the first one, I should say. He was involved. But he was all over the place there. Field's pretty much going single file. Oh, there's... Oh my goodness. "15 got turned going into turn 1. Let's take a look at this though. 4 is all over him. So it looks like basically there's a checkup and the 4 wasn't prepared for it or just didn't care and it basically just drove right over the 15. And then the 17 gets involved in a secondary wreck. Not even anything he could have done. Let's see if we can ride along. See if he could have even predicted it. Well, that's interesting. Oh, so 17 was trying to avoid it and got hooked because somebody was on his outside. But did you see what I saw? Look right here. The 15 car actually cuts down in front of the 4. So maybe that was an act of retaliation, not just a dumb move. That's rough. Let's go ahead and jump to the 4 car. So the 15 car is up there on the outside. He's not really holding a good line. Okay, so no, I don't think that was retaliatory at all. If we ride along with the 15, I think there was a bit of a checkup. Watching the RPMs. Yeah, see, look at that. He lost 200 RPMs, should say. He lost 200 RPMs very quickly. You can see the car in front of him really pulling up on him. And the 4 just wasn't ready for it. So the 4 just basically drove through him. Not exactly his fault. 15 came down to in front of him, like a quarter mile in front of that. So I mean, hard to say. I don't fault the 4. But, I mean, clearly he's the one who caused it. But I'm not really faulting him as, like, it was egregious or something, so. Alright, let's go ahead and go back to the broadcast camera. And let's... That caution, I didn't really care for. Because I was sitting in second position, which means I start in the worst spot ever, P2 front line. So you're only going to go backwards unless you get a good jump, which, you know, you'd have to cheat. And I wouldn't call it cheating, but you'd have to jump before the leader and hope you don't get a black flag. And I think doing that would discredit your reputation with the other drivers, whether you got the black flag or not, to where they wouldn't be willing to work with you. So that's not an option. The other one is if somehow the guy behind you gets a good jump, but you're driving the outside line, so you're taking a lot longer to go around. So it's pretty hard, no matter which way you look at it. It's rough. Go ahead and fast forward through this commercial. Not this commercial. This commercial. This caution. Let's take a look at if anybody pits. We got the 4, 6 to 23, 4, 11 to 5, the 1 again. The 5 and the 1 are pitting for a second time. I can keep the camera going. 15, he was involved in that wreck. The 7. So there's definitely a healthy number of people taking the pits. Lucky Dog riding along with him. This is a 14 car. Alright, so you can see now by the standings that there is very few people who've now stayed out with both cautions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people total so far. We cross the line, see what happens. Excuse me. Okay, so yeah, 5 have not pitted yet. The rest, everybody else has pitted at least once or twice in the case of 7th onwards. And fast forward, lining it up. We go inside car camera, you'll see that I'm still trying to save gas as best I can. I just want to make sure that if I'm skipping these cautions that I have plenty of fuel to make sure I make it. I don't want to run low. So plus having all that extra weight in the back will supposedly help keep the spoiler down so you can go faster, but I don't know how much iRacing does that. Alright, lights are off, pace car is about to drop. Riding along with Will Giddens from P1 position. Green flag, green flag, green flag. I get a decent start. I think I rolled into the start here as a bit of a jump, but it wasn't obviously so flagrant that I was so far ahead or anything. And really all I did was probably hurt myself because I wasn't able to fall in that line, the bottom line. I was scored as a leader though, so that means I got to the start finish before him. So we got some help in the outside lane right now. We got the 12 and the 25. Is that the 25? Did I read that correctly? Yeah. So the outside line hasn't completely fallen apart right now. 26, sorry, and then the 11. You know, if there's anybody from iRacing, or anybody who plays iRacing, who can explain why the shadows on the edges of the tire wells freak out so much, and it looks like it's just on off on off. Let me know, because I want to fix that. I don't like it. It looks fine right here, but just watch. Eventually, you start to see them like freaking out. So, 4-car pack here on the outside, challenging for the lead. I was able to be scored as a leader for there. The 12 is doing amazing jobs pushing. Oh, came down on the 20 there. And Mr. Will Giddens, if you're watching this, I do want to apologize for that. I probably did it to you 3 or 4 times. My spotter was calling clear, and I wanted to get down in front of you, but I was never sure. Whoa. So it was clear there. Oh, goodness, craziness happening back there. Let's take a look at that real quick. Wow, the 26 gets pushed into the wall. Oh, saves it, no caution, but there is a checkup. Wow. That's rough. But yeah, as I was trying to say earlier, my spotter was calling me clear, and then I'd want to go down in the corner, and then it'd tell me I'm not clear. The last lap I was completely clear, but I didn't want to. Yeah, there it is. I was able to make it. I apologize for the 12 for hanging him out there, but he's doing a tremendous job. Looks like he was able to fit in right there, so he got in line. So that's not bad. Yeah, I don't really like hanging people out to dry, but you kind of have to. The way I explain myself in that saying is, if you stay on that outside line, even when you're clear, and you don't ever really go anywhere, you're going to frustrate the people in that line because they're not going anywhere. And they're going to burn up their motors, pushing to try to get you to go somewhere. And I think it's just better to treat it like the treads on a tank, you know. If you know how the treads on a tank go, it's a big old belt kind of thing, and it just moves forward. The top part's moving while the bottom part is, staying still, whatever. But it's constantly being replaced in the front because the belt's being laid down again, right? Poor explanation, but if you can get the imagery, I think it's allowing for that in the way the positions are changing will reduce the amount of frustration. And of course the number of lead changes, which is always an exciting thing. So 7 going to the 12 here, taking high on the outside, trying to do a little bit of side grab. It's very interesting that 20 and I are putting a bit of a gap on them. I'm not pulling away, but there's a bit of a gap. I was trying to give 20 room to see the yellow line as well, so he wouldn't have to worry about his entry and stuff. Wanted to make sure he could know where he was at. Oh, we got contact, and oh goodness, who are we riding along with? We're riding along with the 12. Oh man, Timothy. Right? It was Timothy. I think so, yeah. Yep, Timothy Davis. Man, that's rough. What happened here? That's kind of... 7 comes down and the 12 goes up. That's a matter of... Really, that's rough, man. I don't want to call you guys out. between Christopher and Timothy, you guys both wanted the same real estate. The way it looks here, I can't blame either one of you. But you just see you both are coming together. And obviously, in the code there. People driving right through you, Mr. Timothy. You got lucky there. Hopefully the other guys got lucky with that too, but who knows. It's right along with the 23. He just went straight through the 12. Cockpit. See smoke, car flipping around, see him back down. Look at that, he just drove straight through him. Wow. Looks like no damage, man. He got lucky. Right along back here. See the 7 coming down and 12 coming up. So it's just rough. They both were making a move, essentially not holding their line. See everybody just dodging. Look at this. Everybody just goes down towards here. I would have gone through the pits, but the thing is we don't have people to get rid of the black flags, so now all these people get one incident point because they drove through the grass. Alright, so this gentleman here, Alejandro, sees a wreck happening. Manages to avoid it and get lucky with the latency thing, but I think he could have done a better job. So, caution comes out with me in P1 position. Way better than the other restarts I've had. Well, the original start and the other caution. I'm going to put a shout out for bsharptricks.com. Anyone want to learn piano? It's a great website. Don't be put, if you're not a church going person, don't be put off by that. It's very jazz orientated. So even though he's using songs like Amazing Grace and things to teach his principles to start off with, trust me, you're not going to get a higher quality education for the price they're asking. So don't be put off by that. Trust me, you'll enjoy it. Just give it a try. It's my pastor. He's the lead instructor, and he's got even got some guitar lessons on there, I think. Well, we have 3 people going into the pits. Looks like they want to double check that their fuel mileage is good. We have the 11, the 2, and the 19. Yep, they're doing fuel stops only. This guy totally missed his pit. Let's ride along with that. Too many green signs and he missed his. Oh, that's rough. I feel sorry for you, man. Who is this? Carl Gill? Oh, man. That's rough. That's funny. Sorry. Alright. We're going to go ahead and head on through here. You can see our standings on the bottom right. getting a little bit crazier. We have 23 people who have not yet pit. Everybody else have pit at least once, and in some cases twice already. So the top 3 have not yet pit. Lights are off on the pace car. We are halfway on this lap, so we have... Dude, what just happened? You see that? Oh man, craziness. Somebody was not paying attention or just wasn't expecting. .23 into the wall. Pace car lights are out. Coming to the green flag. We're not a very tightly bunched pack right now. Green flag. Myself and the 20 get a pretty decent jump. I don't know if the 20's got a real spotter or not. I think once he heard clear, he dove down and took it. Okay. See if he had a real spotter, he could have came down much earlier, but we got a pretty decent jump. And he didn't want to sit out there and try to go for the lead. He just go ahead and let's go P2. Let's click off some laps. Challenge for later. So looking back here, the 5th place position also has 20 laps on their tires. So everybody else has got 10 laps or lesser on their tires. That also means people have different things just got updated again on the thing, and it's just going crazy. I don't know where the 20 lapper went. Anyway, so top 3 folks have not pit for tires or gas, so let's see if they were able to make things do with their fuel. Front pack seems to they're going single file, not a whole lot of racing. Behind them we have the second pack. The 10, the 1, the 4, the 9, 19. And they get single file. 19's putting a pretty good distance between him and the car behind him. Let's see if he can make up ground on that lead pack. Not quite certain he's going to be able to do it. A pretty smooth line. That's kind of the rough thing about iRacing. If you lose a draft, you need someone to fall back and pick you up to catch up, or you pretty much just falling back. So in this case, I think he's able to catch enough of it, and we're checking up enough in the front pack to where he's able to catch it. You see the guy in front of him. Major spoiler damage there. I'm not sure how he's even keeping up with that spoiler damage. Yeah, that pack way back there. Front pack's pretty much all single file. Meanwhile, this pack here is racing. Got a guy going below the yellow line like crazy. Doesn't seem like anybody's really holding a pretty decent line here. Noticing there's a lot of damage. Everybody here was involved in some sort of incident of some kind. Go ahead and go to the front. Got a little bit of racing here. The 19 is caught up and is trying to take on the Skull car. Who's that? The 24 was looking on the outside. Not sure if that was just cooling his air, cooling his radiator, or what. You see the 24 is hanging back. That's one of the things that I wish everybody understood. If you're not the second car in the line, you have no business pushing, except for maybe on some straightaways, and if your line really needs the help. Because 2 cars pushing is going to be bad enough when they start turning the wheel. They gotta be in sync. Add a 3rd car to the mix. I mean, it's just adding more wobbliness. You can see nobody's holding the perfect line with each other anyways. So add that 3rd car and all that extra momentum that gets sent forward. The front car is going to get turned, and then it's just going to cause a wreck. So I appreciate the 24 for him. I don't know if he's meaning to do it, but I appreciate that he's not all over the backside of the 20 car. 19 and 10 are making a really good run on the outside. You see nobody's holding a straight line, so pretty crazy. 19 and 10 are doing less weaving than the other cars on the inside. $12 laps to go at the line. The 20 does pull out. He wanted to go ahead and make something happen, but he jumps back in the line. Curious if that was a smart decision. Not sure. I think he regrets it now. Obviously, spoiler alert, title of this video. I think he regrets. Wow, speaking like Emma-Fode. Regrets not taking that outside line option when he had the opportunity. It's 1910. They're stalling out a little bit. And again, you can see that I'm not riding the yellow line, like covering it. So I want to make sure that whoever's behind me, that they can see their marks. Because if they can see, hopefully I can reduce their wobbling and reduce the likelihood of them turning me. That's kind of my reason why I do it. Now, unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work because you say, oh look, I can put my nose here and get around them instead of passing on the outside. I'm like, well, I was trying to be nice to you, but now you're going to be a jerk like that. Because they end up having to go below the yellow line to do it anyways, and I get turned. Because I'm not going to let them back up above the yellow line. So, got some lap traffic going on here. The 17 car. rod along with the 19 there earlier. 19, is he gonna get in? Looked like he wanted to. He can't make up his mind. I think he wanted to. 18 saw that 19 was willing to go there. Didn't want to lose his position, so he's gonna go crowd the backside of the 24 car. Sees it. They're getting a little bit of help from the guy behind them. 16 car. Bradley Smith. And they fall in line. We're back to single file racing here. It looks like somebody fell off the pack. Yeah, the dude with the spoiler. The 16 would have to slow down and go pick him up and draft him back. As long as we're single file line, that means there's going to be some checking up, so they should be able to catch up. But it looks like the 16 car is not interested in doing that. So unfortunately for Brandon Jackson, he's going to be losing the draft to fall back. If you ever get a chance to go to Daytona, always find a tall or a high seat. Here's why. If you're sitting up high, you can see all the way to the back of the racetrack and see what's going on. If you're up front, you're only going to get the stuff that happens on the front stretch or on whatever stretch you're sitting at. So you can see, based on the grandstand, how high this camera is. I think it's sitting in like in a spotter stand or something. You can see, I don't know how loud the music is for you. I wonder if you can hear the Doppler effect. They kind of got it really good, the sound effects during the game. We got a 7-car pack for the lead here, for the lead pack, I should say. All single file, just kind of clicking off the tracks, clicking off the laps. Oh my goodness! Yes, it's just getting late. We have 5 to go, 4 to go at the line here. 19 is trying to make something happen on the outside. 10 does not go with him this time. Oh, there! Now he does. Now he does. The 16 is willing to go with him too, but he's not really getting close to him. Outside traffic again. 17 car. Yeah, we're running along with the 19, Kenneth Willett from Canada. 3 to go. Let's see what happens here. 19 falls back behind the 18. The 10 does as well. They're not really getting anywhere on the outside. Now if you look at the track map, the yellow dot, 21, that's the leader pack. And you have all those blue dots ahead of us, 2 laps to go. That's lap traffic that we're catching up to. 10 goes high, 16 wants to go with him. He doesn't want to be at the back of the pack. So there's one lap car. Oh, we have a smoker here. I am not sure what happened there. Why is he smoking? Oh goodness. Looks like there should have been a caution, but there wasn't. Right along with the 8 of Chuck shot. That's rough. Let's go ahead and go to a rear chase here. Take a better look. 4 goes high. 4 goes high and comes back down. Trying to side draft, but he just doesn't. You can tell by the yellow line that the 8 really isn't moving much. So the Jordon movement's coming from the 4 car. So I think this is more than one incident the 4 has been involved in. So 4 and 8 get bit pretty big time. That's rough. And the 4, John held. So just some tight racing that went wrong there. But no caution. No caution. We'll go back to the leaders here. I'm gonna see what we just saw again. There probably should have been a caution check, but well, in all fairness, hey, let's run these green flag laps out. If there was a caution, then the field would be locked. $16 and 10, trying to say, hey, I don't want to sit out here. Got 2 laps to go. Let's do something. 10's going to go ahead and go high. Not able to put any pressure on the 19. Is finally putting a little bit of pressure on the 19, going into 3 and 4. The 16 isn't able to keep up or to get there and to put more pressure on them. There we go. We got 18-10 on the outside. 18 has jumped to the outside. 10 is with them. 19 is taking advantage on the inside there. 24 to 20, still single file. 19 is being left out to dry on the inside, which is kind of interesting. 10 has been able to gain a position. 18 and 10 still trying to make a move on the outside. In the 16, we got some lap traffic coming up here. And there you go. That was actually the last lap right there. And that's the race. Take a look at these fireworks. Look at those fireworks. So beautiful. Fireworks, fireworks. Boom, 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 boom. And it's July 4th now at the time of this recording, though this win was on July 3rd. So, I'll take that. That's pretty cool. Loving it. Straight up loving it. I wonder how long they go. Oh, they're done. Well, that was definitely an interesting race. I was kind of disappointed to see that the 20 and the 24 did not dump me, but at the same time I'm absolutely thankful that they did not dump me. Well, they didn't go Austin Dillon on me there to Eric Almirola. I still think that was a rough way, especially at 200 miles an hour. Now, if you're like at Bristol or a short track, you're bumping, or like what Kyle Busch did to Kyle Larson, I'm fine with that. It's just it's a smaller track, and it makes more sense. At plate racing, I don't know about that way that he got dumped. But hey, it's racing. It's legal. However you like it or dislike it, it's legal. So more power to them. Well, you can see me burning it down with whatever fuel I have left. Waiting for everybody to get off the track just to make sure I wouldn't get any incident points. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. This is win number 22 at Daytona and the 8th fixed. You guys have a good rest of your day.